Japan Pot 77, Cardinal concentrates on issues of interest to the business community as a whole, and rather than express its views to the outside, it discusses issues in broad national terms, taking, for example, a firm stand in favor of stimulating economy in opposition to prime ministers like Fukuda, who tend to be more concerned about inflation. And this cardinal represents the predominant view of most businesses. Similarly, it tries to design tax proposals that represent the compromise between the interest of the various companies, but still provide encouragement to the business as a whole. It only sponsors steady missions that will affect many companies in different areas. Other steady missions are sponsored by groups, sectoral associations, or ad hoc groupings for special purposes. Kaidanen is, of course, criticized in the press for pushing the interest of big business while slighting the interest of the small business, and of course the public at large as well. To be sure, Kaidanen officials do pursue the interest of the big business and do so vigorously. But the top leaders are themselves convinced that they are moved by broader goals. They achieved the fame and wealth in their own company many years before assuming the leadership in Kaidanen. And once there, they see themselves as playing a grander role, a business statesman with the vision benefiting all Japanese. When these leaders of the business community first began to meet with businessmen from the United States, many confidentially expressed surprise at the extent to which the American business thought only of their own company and were ill prepared to consider the business problems from a broader perspective, let alone negotiate agreements on complex issues. Many senior American business leaders have been impressed with the statesmanship of their Japanese counterparts like Kaidanen leader Taizo Ishizaku. Many of the pots like Kaidanen leader and the senior leaders have not only the broad training in European history and literature, the Chinese classical, Japanese history, Marxism, and modern economies, but bold version of the future and overarching philosophy. Kaidanen uses a unique Japanese method of collecting political contributions from the business community. Beginning in 1955, when the Liberal Democratic Party was formed, Kaidanen has developed and modified a system to assess each of the large industrial sectors for a political contribution. The largest business sectors such as steel, electric power, and banking have been pace setters, giving the largest contributions, and the other industrial sectors are assessed proportionately. The automobile sector, for example, which originally gave less than steel, has now grown so substantially that its contribution is roughly the same as that of steel. Electric power. Within each industrial sector, the major companies are expected to give in proportion to their size and profitability. Kaidanen distributes the funds it collects from the big business community, primarily to the Liberal Democratic Party through an intermediary citizens group, long called the National Association. But some is also given to various opposition parties.